We are here on the part 4 on how to take care of herpes simplex virus. Herpes simplex virus, which is part 4. I introduced it when we were talking about the noni. So we are combined 4 different plants in order to come out with the herpes simplex virus. Herpes simplex virus is a common virus whereby it affects some people. We discovered that 70 to 80% population of the world population, they have that problem. And 90% of people in America, in Europe, they have that same problems. But in Africa, we just have only 30% of population that have that problem. But in today's video, we will be talking about 4 different plans on how you can use the 4 plans you take care of the herpes simplex virus. Maybe virus A or B, maybe the type 1 or the type 2. And we are using 4 different plans. I'm going to tell my editor to show you the 4 different plans on the screen. The first plan we are going to use, we are going to use this nyerere. We call it a stone breaker. It's a very common plan, or you call it nyerere. It's a very common plan. You call it stone breaker, or you call it the seeds. They are under the leaf. The leaf under the seeds, whereby they are under the leaf. If you look at the plant carefully, you realize that the seeds are under the leaf. So this morning I'm harvesting it to go and add it with other plants in order to take care of herpes virus, maybe type 1 or type 2. You can look at the plant I was talking about here. We call it stone breaker. It's a very common plant. If you come closer with the camera, you will be able to see the seeds here under the leaves. Or you call it stone breaker, you call it nyerere plant. It's a very common plant. If you can get a nyerere plant at least, try to get at least a handful. A handful will be at least up to 10 grams. If you can get 10 grams of this herpes virus, nyerere plant stone breaker, once you get 10 grams of it, what are you going to do again? You come to noni. Noni, you see, is a very common plant. It contains anti-inflammatory properties, antibacterial, antimicrobial. It gives you zinc, it gives you oxygen, it detoxifies the entire body, do so many things in the body. So you are going to get the fruits of the noni, the mature fruits of the noni. Make sure you get the mature fruits of the noni. You want to take care of herpes virus. Herpes virus, you see some people will affect them from your mouth. You see, you'll be getting inflammation from your mouth, wounds from your mouth. Some people will be getting from their nose, some will be getting from their finger. That is the herpes virus. Herpes 2, I'm talking about the herpes 1. Herpes 2 will affect you from your genitalia. You will look at your penis, the round penis. You see some wounds around the genitalia. It will be itching you all the time. Around the genitalia here, you'll see wounds, itches, some pimples, some rashes around. It will be growing, and when you scratch it, it will turn into a wound, a sore. So that's the herpes 2. The herpes 1 usually affect you from your mouth or your nose or your fingernails. The herpes 2 affect you from your genital. And the herpes virus, you see, it can be caused by using sharp objects, maybe using blades or toothbrushes or making love. All these things, it can cause herpes virus. So please, once you get the noni, the 4 noni like this is almost 10 grams. If you can get 4 noni with 10 grams of the stone breaker, what are you going to get again? We are going to get this other amazing plant. Guys, follow me. Let's get this plant. It's a very common plant. We call it sugar apple, or you call it castardine apple. It's a common plant. This plant here is a tropical plant. It grows around the tropical areas of Asia, India, and it grows around North America. Here in Africa, it grows in our mountains, it grows wildly. But now we are exposed, we have started cultivating the plant. That's the reason why we plant this one here. It is growing here. When the plant grow up mature, you see it will bear fruit. Come close to the camera. It will bear fruits like this. Look at the fruit. This one is still maturing, and see the flowers that the plant produces before the fruit will come. You can look at the small ones here. You can see the small one. These ones are still coming. It's a wonderful plant. You are going to get the fruits of this plant. Try all means possible to get. Once you know when this fruit of this plant mature, The fruit, once it mature, it will become big. These ones are still small. Once it become big, then it will ripe. Just get 2 of the fruits of this plant, this sugar apple. You want to take care of herpes virus. If you cannot get the fruit itself, you can still get the leaves. But the fruit is more better than the leaves. If you get the fruits, 2 of the fruit, the big ones that are mature, it's okay to treat your virus for you, herpes 1 or herpes 2. What are we going to get again? You get this other plant, we call it shuaka. On daily basis, yeah, near a vegetable. So the bitter leaf we are talking about, this is the bitter leaf. We used to eat like vegetable. So you are going to get bitter leaf. You know, here in Africa, we have the bitter leaf, we have the sweet bitter leaf. The bitter leaf, we call it the Veronia magdalena. The sweet one, we call it the Veronia arborea. So what are you going to get? You are going to get the bitter leaves. You are going to get the bitter leaves for herpes virus treatment. You want to treat the herpes within 3 months. Within 90 days. These are the plants that you are going to use. These are the 4 plants you are going to use. I have here in my hand, in my doorpost. We Africans, we are blessed with plenty, but we hunger in the midst of plenty. That's why Herpes is here, for us to come back to culture, for us to come back to heritage, to represent our ancestors, to represent our own, to stand up on our feet, to come back to our own culture, to take our destiny in our own hands. That's the reason why Herpes is here, to reintroduce nature to you. So please, if you want to take care of herpes virus, see the plants I'm talking about. This is the stone breaker. You get 10 grams of the stone breaker. Then you get another 10 grams of the noni fruit, the ripe one, the mature noni fruit. Then you get another 10 grams of the sugar apple or the Canadiensis apple. Get 10 grams. Then you get bitter leaves, not the sweet one. Veronia and Magdalena, the bitter leaf. Bitter leaf, you see, it contains anti-inflammatory, anti-cancer, anti-oxygen. It gives you oxygen in the body. Then it contains zinc, it contains iron, it contains vitamin A, vitamin B1. It contains all that. So if you can get this 4 plant, what are you going to do with the 4 plant? See what you are going to do. Please, you are going to wash it. You slice it into pieces. You slice the leaves of the bitter leaf with a stone breaker. You wash it. But please, if you are new on the channel, keep on watching our video till the end of the video. Subscribe and drop a comment below what you think about African medicines, what you think about African culture. After you must have get clean water, make sure you warm the water in order to wash and disinfect the leaves, because these plants, you see, they are exposed to airborne bacteria. Use warm water. You can disinfect it with lime water, disinfect it with salt, warm the water, put salt in order to wash and disinfect all these plants, and use running water to wash them. Once they are clean, wash them and put into your pot. Then get 5 liters of water. 5 liters of water. If you can get 5 liters of water, you are going to boil it for 1 hour boiled. Boil it to get boiled for 1 hour. And when they say boil something for 1 hour, you are going to wait. When the pot starts making a boiling sound, that is when you are going to time your watch. Time your watch until when you time your watch, when the pot starts making a boiling sound, time your watch until the 1 hour elapses. Once the 1 hour elapses, bring out the pot from fire. Every morning, what are you going to do? Herpes 1, herpes 2. I want you to use it and drop the testimony on our comment section. Every morning, drink 150 milliliters in the morning, 150 milliliters in the evening for 90 days. For 90 days. When you are consuming this plant, make sure you do exercise. Make sure you eat more fruits. Make sure you live on vegetable and fruits. Once you do that, consume this plant the way I tell you for 90 days, you will have a good testimony to talk. Those of you that have herpes virus, I am going to keep the plants on our screen for you to see the plant very well, to be able to identify the plant. If you don't know where you can find any of these plants, please, you always email us on our email address, or you check on our website. You go to our website, you see our WhatsApp number, you see our contacts. You can contact us for more questions.